Hi everyone, here are the stories of the day. Remember to subscribe and activate the bell to always stay updated. I found out that my sister was my biological mom. I was 16 years old, going through the usual ups and downs of teenage life. My sister, who was 30, still lived at our parents' house, juggling part-time work and her pursuit of a college degree. She had always been there for me, spending more time with me than our busy parents ever could. I cherished our bond and believed we had the best relationship in the world. However, there was always a cloud of tension between my sister and our mom. They would argue and clash over the smallest things, and sometimes, their arguments revolved around me. I would overhear my name amidst their heated exchanges, but whenever I asked them what was going on, they would brush me off or provide vague explanations that never made much sense. One fateful day, my sister arrived home drunk for the first time ever. It was clear that she had been to a wild party, something our conservative Christian parents would never approve of. My mom, enraged by her behavior, started yelling at her, criticizing her, and slut-shaming her in front of me. The situation, haven't you got no shame for all the burden you brought to our family? Don't you see how much pain and money you caused your father and me? Giving birth to you was my biggest mistake. Those words cut deep, piercing my sister's vulnerable state. In a fit of anguish, she lashed out at our mother, pleading for her to stop, and claiming that she had it worse. It was in that raw, emotional moment that my sister's facade crumbled, and she confessed something to me that I could hardly believe. With tears streaming down her face, she looked into my eyes and whispered, "I am your biological mother." The revelation hit me like a tidal wave, crashing over my previous understanding of our family dynamics. I stood there in shock, struggling to comprehend the weight of her words. She went on to explain how, when she was young and unprepared to raise a child, she had given birth to me. Our parents, aware of the situation, had made the difficult decision to raise me as their own. They created the story that my sister was my older sister, shielding me from the truth until this moment. As the truth settled in, a mix of emotions washed over me. I felt a strange sense of gratitude for my sister's sacrifice and love, but also a profound sadness that our lives had been built upon a foundation of secrecy. The arguments between my sister and our mom suddenly took on a new meaning, as the tension between them had always been rooted in this hidden truth. In the days that followed, my sister and I had countless conversations, piecing together the fragments of our shared past. It was bittersweet, discovering the depth of our connection, but also grappling with the complexities of our family dynamics. Our parents, aware that the truth had been revealed, approached us with a mix of remorse, love, and the desire to rebuild trust. Though our world had been shaken, my sister and I grew closer than ever before. We became each other's confidants, supporting one another through the emotional turmoil that came with this newfound knowledge. Together, we navigated the uncharted waters of our transformed relationship, learning to redefine what it meant to be sisters and mother and daughter. In the end, our bond remained unbreakable, strengthened by the truth we now share. It was a journey of healing, forgiveness, and understanding, as we embraced the complexities of our family story and worked towards a future filled with love and acceptance. This was the first story. I hope you liked it. Let's get straight into the second one, which is titled, Mysterious Events That Happened to Me. You cannot believe that. The storyteller is a seasoned taxi driver named Mr. Carter, a real veteran of the roads, not just a colloquial expert. He isn't one of those legendary drivers famed for navigating the vast American South. Instead, he's a regular chauffeur who drove for executives, initially at a government agency and later for private sector bosses. Everyone calls him Master Carter, a true New Yorker, now in his 50s, slightly proud, but mostly ordinary. I got to know Master Carter when I worked as an executive at a publicly listed company in New York City, where he was the chauffeur for our CEO. I had a bad habit of sleeping in and was often late, prompting the CEO to send Master Carter to pick me up from my nearby neighborhood, and then we'd head to the office together. Our company drama escalated when I had a fallout with the founder different from the CEO. I quit on the spot after a fierce argument. During that period, I also went through a misdiagnosis of cancer, wandered around aimlessly, and eventually bought a reputedly haunted house in Bolingbrook to live in seclusion, events my longtime followers might recall. Later, when the New York company's CEO started his own business near Grand Central Terminal, I visited him once. When I was about to leave, he insisted I stay longer as Master Carter was coming to give me a ride. It turned out Carter had rushed over without even eating lunch after hearing I was there, because he had something important to discuss with me. I was surprised, since I barely talked with him when he drove me. The CEO awkwardly revealed that Master Carter wanted to invest in my startup. Even more shocking was that Carter had wealth from real estate. He owned several properties in Manhattan, gained from early redevelopment compensation. This was years ago when I was content creating art for video games, without any plans to start a business. Master Carter's idea seemed out of the blue, especially considering his background as a driver. Carter explained he was from an old New York family, not from the rural areas. His family was among the first to benefit from the 1980s urban redevelopment, swapping old homes for new ones in what is now considered prime real estate in Manhattan. He wanted to sell some properties to fund my business venture. I found the whole situation humorous and was about to laugh it off when he earnestly asked me to think about it and take the money until I was ready to start a venture. This story became an unexpected online anecdote, but Carter was serious. He explained that he learned a few tricks from a fortune teller, which is why he wanted to meet and invest in me. That conversation ended as we reached our destination, with plans to discuss more the next time I was in town. Years later, I did start a business, seeking investors, including a revisit to that CEO, though Carter was never around, and I hesitated to contact him, not wanting him to think I was after his money. Unfortunately, my startup failed, and I began writing short stories online, which later led to a successful writing career. Reflecting back, I think if Master Carter had invested, he might have actually made some decent returns. Recently, he had even gotten tested just to meet me, eager to discuss why I hadn't reached out for his investment. And to finish our last conversation, he shared that the fortune teller he met was not the sage-like figure he expected, but a gambler with a knack for seeing energies around people, guiding investments based on these visions. Master Carter's tale was a blend of old-world beliefs and modern-day entrepreneurship, a mix that defined his unique approach to life and investment. Thank you all for listening to the stories until the end. I invite you to sign up and activate the bell to stay up to date.